Breaking barriers: how Canada's energy and trade revolution is challenging U.S. dominance. Welcome back to BrainBoost, your smart stop for global insight and sharp analysis. If you're tired of the long-winded noise and just want the gist of what's going on in the U.S., buckle up. In tonight's edition, we're diving deep into President Trump's reaction to today's market close, while also examining how Canada and the European Union are responding with strategic initiatives that could reshape global energy and trade dynamics. And we bring it to you in under 10 minutes. Today's U.S. trading session was marked by significant volatility, which led to a dramatic close. President Donald Trump wasted no time weighing in. His comments, fueled by long-standing critiques of the current financial system, underscored deep-seated concerns about market manipulation and the future direction of economic policy. What a disaster. The markets are manipulated and American businesses are suffering. This rigged system needs a total overhaul, and we need it now, said Trump. Trump's reaction is not only a reflection of his personal beliefs about economic fairness, it is also a call to action for policymakers and a lightning rod for debate. His words resonate with a segment of the public frustrated with what they perceive as systemic imbalances. Analysts point out that his criticisms come at a time when market instability is prompting urgent discussions about regulatory reforms, oversight mechanisms, and the potential implications for both domestic and international investors. While the U.S. is busy dissecting market swings, Canada is leveraging this moment to reinvent its energy export model and strengthen its trade alliances. The country is embracing bold strategies that not only challenge the established norm, but also aim to secure a future-proof economic framework. In May 2024, Canada completed its ambitious $34 billion Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. This project is a game-changer as it opens a new Pacific gateway to Asian markets, a historic move that ends decades of U.S. dominance over Canadian oil exports. The TMX expansion is designed to funnel oil directly to Pacific ports, making it easier and more cost-effective to ship crude oil to burgeoning Asian economies. By bypassing traditional North American channels, Canada can tap into the immense demand in Asia and reduce its dependence on U.S. infrastructure. This strategic pivot was catalyzed by Trump's proposal for a 10% tariff on Canadian oil and gas, which sent shockwaves through the Canadian energy sector. The threat of increased costs spurred China's Rongsheng Petrochemical to take swift action. They established operations in Calgary and negotiated a deal with Suncor Energy for crude oil supply, while also engaging in discussions with other industry titans like Cenovus and CNRL. With the expanded pipeline, Canada's capacity to deliver oil has surged, currently pumping an estimated 890,000 barrels per day. This increased throughput not only supports domestic growth but also solidifies Canada's reputation as a dependable energy supplier on the global stage. Beyond oil, Canada is diversifying its energy portfolio through a range of initiatives that safeguard against market uncertainty. Set to begin exporting liquefied natural gas by 2025, LNG Canada represents a significant diversification effort. By venturing into natural gas exports, Canada minimizes its reliance on oil revenues and taps into the increasing global demand for cleaner, more efficient energy sources. In parallel, Canada is ramping up its renewable energy production, notably through hydropower. This move not only meets domestic environmental goals, but also positions the country as a forward-thinking exporter, ready to address the growing global emphasis on sustainable energy. Complementing these energy initiatives, Canada's robust network of trade agreements is a fundamental pillar of its economic strategy. In effect, since 2017, CETA removes tariffs on nearly 98% of traded goods, thereby granting Canadian businesses preferential access to the vast EU market of over 500 million consumers. This agreement facilitates smoother trade operations and strengthens regulatory cooperation, creating a stable environment for Canadian exports. A strategic agreement aimed at reducing trade barriers between Canada and ASEAN nations, addressing key issues like intellectual property protection and dispute resolution. Participation in the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership bolsters Canada's ties with ASEAN countries such as Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei, providing an expansive trading network across the Asia-Pacific region. The new oil agreement with China, initiated by Rongsheng Petrochemical, marks a decisive move away from US-centric trade. This pact not only secures a critical market for Canadian oil, but also underscores Canada's commitment to diversifying its export destinations. It highlights the country's willingness to engage in a high-stakes global energy game, where economic, geopolitical, and environmental factors all come into play. Canada's multifaceted approach, from energy realignment to comprehensive trade engagements, exemplifies its determination to pivot from a North American focus to a more globally integrated economic strategy. Over in Europe, the European Union is responding to the market instability with a balanced yet proactive stance, focused on long-term resilience and regulatory reform. As stated by a EU spokesperson, today's market volatility serves as a stark reminder of the challenges in a highly interconnected global economy. The EU remains steadfast in its commitment to robust financial policies and is leveraging comprehensive trade agreements, such as CETA with Canada, to fortify our economic stability and promote sustainable growth across member states. The EU's approach is grounded in its belief in multilateral cooperation. By reinforcing trade ties with partners like Canada and ensuring that its own regulatory frameworks are up to date, the EU aims to counterbalance the shocks seen in the global markets. This coordinated strategy seeks to protect investor confidence and lay the groundwork for long-term economic recovery, even as external pressures from geopolitical rivalries and technological disruptions continue to mount. In summary, the dramatic close of today's market has set off a cascade of responses around the globe. President Trump's vociferous criticisms spotlight deep-rooted frustrations with an allegedly rigged financial system, fueling debates about market fairness and economic oversight. On the other hand, Canada's aggressive realignment of its energy sector, exemplified by the completion of the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion and its strategic oil pact with China, signals a clear intent to reduce dependency on traditional U.S. markets. The simultaneous push into LNG exports and renewable energy projects, combined with strengthened trade relationships via CETA and ASEAN engagements, represents a comprehensive strategy designed to secure a robust future in a volatile global economy. Meanwhile, the European Union's measured response underscores its commitment to stability and collaboration. With an eye on both immediate market recovery and long-term growth, the EU's regulatory and trade policies are aimed at mitigating risks and fostering a more resilient economic framework. At BrainBoost, we will continue to follow these developments closely, providing you with detailed analyses on how these strategic moves are reshaping the global economic landscape. From Washington to Ottawa to Brussels, the shifts we're witnessing today could have far-reaching impacts on the future of international trade and energy. Stay tuned for more updates as this story unfolds. Thank you for joining us tonight on BrainBoost. We hope you found this deep dive insightful. Share your thoughts in the comments, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this analysis. This was BrainBoost, delivering context with clarity to keep you informed.